They all joined together to cover this year's presidential election and politics in general on the podcast. Now, Native Land Pod hit number 1 on podcast this week for Apple Podcasts. And so this is like a really big deal, y'all. Like, this is a big deal for a new podcast. Now, but even with that success, there was a lot of fallout. Now, the media started really pushing back on this partnership that Charlamagne has with the other co-hosts. And this started really with Reid. Now, before I even go there, this is already reminding me of the Destiny Fulfilled album cover. If you don't know, but I don't know who put this together. I don't know who told them to put all of these faces next to each other like this, but I don't know. But somebody told them to do this. But the main thing about this podcast is that they've been going around promoting it on Reid. They've been promoting it across platforms. And so this week, after they completed all of the promotion with Charlamagne, there's a bit of fallout online. And so we're going to go through that. And now, right after this posted online on X, this was the following. The people said, "Did you conduct a focus group before hitching your wagon to Charlamagne? It seems a quick test would have been uncovered. The brand missed alignment. Good luck with all of this. I can't believe you, Tiffany and Joy, are trying to legitimize Charlamagne." But see, these folks were already angry at the MSNBC interview. Now, on to later, where journalist Ernest Owens posted a thread, and he really called out, the entire crew, as well as Reid, as well as Abby Phillip from CNN. And now he said this. He said, as a queer journalist and follower of their work, seeing them participate in media image rehabilitation of Charlamagne was disheartening. Charlamagne has been known of sexual multiple times, once admitting to giving a woman a Spanish fly, making her incoherent before X, and where he admitted to hitting his girlfriend as a teen. Native Land Pod is the flagship show in iHeart's new political podcast network, Reason Choice Media, which founders include Angela Rye, Charlamagne, and Chris Morrow. We already said that. This collab keeps him in the loop, and we're effed. What I mean is that Rye, being in collaboration with this creep, allows him to now go on the road with her while she promotes this podcast, which is why Reid called him a political maverick, which is why Abby Phillip felt like he needed to speak on CNN. That's what's scary about it, is that you can already see how Charlamagne the Guy's image repair is coming underway. Attach yourself to the most prominent black women in media just to make people forget who F up. I thought this only had to be said to white political media spaces, but I guess I have to say it all here. Stop bringing Charlamagne to speak on black issues, especially politics, during the very critical election. He doesn't have the insight, range, or depth. Now, y'all, this was major coming from another journalist, and so he went on, and then Angela actually responded. She said, "I would normally ask to talk to you offline for the culture, but because we share a mutual friend, I have to ask, who hurt you?" Now that was a dig. What? No reason. And then on down, "I'm so sorry you've yet to receive the platform you believe you deserve." And then it goes on and on. And then at the end, she says, "So even to you and your confusion and assumptions about me and people I love, I say welcome home. Do let me know if I can help you get booked on a show, because it seems like that's what this is mostly about." And I mean it. DM me. I am happy to help, so long as you are in an agreement about tabling fact-free critiques of our people. You are too qualified to be a hater, right? Well, and then she went on to promote the podcast. But something that her crew may have overlooked, or it's something that they don't want to think about, and not really understanding why the public is pushing back on her. Remember this petition for iHeart to take The Breakfast Club off air. It was Clear Channel, actually, at the time, due to his allegations resurfacing. And this is a big issue. It's a huge issue. And a lot of people really did not agree with that. And so even on The Breakfast Club, the team promoted the entire podcast. And when folks saw that, they pushed back. And it was mainly those who don't believe in SA and those who are in the media space, but they hold these folks, this crew, to a higher standard. And so even with that number one spot, we still have to call them out. That's my thoughts on it. And one of the biggest issues in the DC area is that a lot of the political groups, a lot of the black politicos, the folks that make a lot of decisions in government and our top organizations, they're in a bubble, and they don't understand that black people do not have the same environment. They don't have the same environment. They don't have the same finances. They don't have the same community surrounding them as these folks do. These folks have six-figure salaries, and they get online and they get on air and talk down to black people. And that's, a big no-no with us. We see it, and once we see it, we unplug. And so for this group, I'm glad that they are trying to expand, their political thought, their political opinions, but you have to consider that Charlamagne the God has the curiosity and intellect of a fifth grader when it comes to politics. He doesn't ask the right questions. He knows the answer to questions, but refuse to acknowledge them. He allows politicians and guests to get away with some of the worst stereotypes. Yet a group of well-informed, well-educated folks are tagging along as a sidekick for their political conversation. And this is something that we just won't accept. What do you think about this? I think for me, you know what I think. I think that Ernest was right. The people are right. Why? Why Charlamagne? Why? Why couldn't they start their own podcast? There's a lot of questions that need to be answered. But let me know how you feel about this, and make sure to let me know that you're watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for the next update, which will come pretty soon. All right. Have a good one. Bye.